everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Henry. I'm up at Levitt Lake. I'm following a cabin owner up ahead of me here, heading towards his cabin. His wife dropped her phone with 12,000 baby photos or something like that. That is not backed up. So I am going to attempt deep water. I think it might be close to like 60 feet, but it might be shallower. We'll see. Oh my god, this is tight. So we're just gonna get down and have a look and see what we can find. I can't see the road. Alright, here we go, Levitt Lake. Last time we were here, we were on the other side over there. I think. Yeah, we were over there somewhere. But there's a phone. The phone is right there. So, want to get set up? See you guys in the water. So I did bring my scooter for this dive, and Pat, the cabin owner, he had rowed out in advance on his little rowboat, and I scootered out and I met him on the spot that he's pinned, and I clipped off my scooter to his skiff there, his little rowboat, and then using a shot line that I dropped with some weight on it all the way down to the lake bottom, and started my long descent. As it turned out, this is actually I thought it was like around 60 feet or so, but as it turned out, it was like around 90 feet was the actual depth here, so it was pretty deep. And I was on air, so I had a very finite amount of time, which I knew that in advance. So there's the line, you can see that. And what I did is I used a shorter line. This is what's called a jump reel, and I spooled out a little bit here and then just did bigger and bigger circles until I covered enough area. So basically I think I pulled out maybe around 2-3 meters of rope of line, and then I kept swimming until it came back to my starting point and reeled out some more line, and then just did bigger and bigger circles. Very, very flat bottom, really hard to tell where I am. No landmark whatsoever. So I think it just took me, well, the total dive time was around 11 minutes or so. So I think it did about 3 laps, and at the very end of my lap, pretty much as long as I could actually stay. And it's like, oh look, there's a phone. And of course, as I picked it up, I realized that I didn't actually ask him what color the phone was, and I just kind of went, oh, well, there is a phone here. I'm kind of assuming this is the one that I found. So you can see me just reeling back to my starting point, checking my depth, how much gas I've got, 2100 psi, 11 minutes into the dive, and then just started my long ascent up to the surface to my safety stop at 15 feet. And then basically I just held onto this phone with both hands most of the time, making sure I don't drop it. So this is my safety stop here. All right, all done here. Oh, you're very welcome. So we found a phone, but it wasn't hers. Very unfortunate. So found this phone, didn't actually ask. I should have asked what color phone it was, but came up and this wasn't it. Super deep dive for me, 90-foot dive, and so obviously had a finite amount of time. And yeah, I'm going to come back and try it again, but because that phone had incredible memories on it, so I'm going to try to recover it. But in the meantime, I'm going to find out who owns that phone. All right. So this is the phone that I found at Levitt Lake yesterday. You can see all the water that's in it. It's little lake scum, and I haven't bothered trying to turn the phone on or charge it in for power because I don't want to destroy the phone if there's any possibility of fixing it. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the SIM card out, which is wet, and I'm just going to dry that off a little bit more because I don't want to put this into my donated Android and destroy that one. So this is not a brick phone, like it still functions, but it just doesn't have a SIM card and not attached to anything. My buddy Steve gave this to me for the purpose of doing this. So I pulled the SIM card from the found phone, put the SIM card into the donated Android, and the only thing I have in here on the donated Android is an app called SimReader. So click SimReader, And there is the phone number. I'll block that off there. So there we go. So now I have the phone number, which is highly unlikely the person who lost the phone has replaced the phone number. They simply just go to the store and just get a new phone with another SIM card that uses the same phone number. So I'll text the person, let them know I found the phone, and see what happens.
So oddly enough, I texted the person, and I can see that they've read the message, and they never replied. I explained. So typically when I send texts like this, I always just say, "Hey, my name is Henry. I remove trash from lakes, and I happen to come across your phone, so I found your phone." And I'll send them like a quick little video of the phone itself. But I can see they read the message. They never even replied, which is pretty odd. But oh well. So the phone's going to get either sit on my shelf or get recycled, one or the other. So just as a little teaser, this is actually part 1 of this attempt at phone recovery. So spoiler alert, there is a part 2 to this video, and that'll be here next week. In the meantime, thank you so much to my Patreon supporters, and we'll see you in the next one.